Samira.
ኢትዮጵያ ታሸንፋለች።
እናመሰግናለን። ከዚህ ቀጥሎ ደግሞ guys, we have a friend of Ethiopia here, Professor Rob Prince. He's written extensively on Ethiopian issues. He's always here on our hour of need. Welcome, and he's going to say a few words for us. Welcome.
You know, as a professor, it's hard to say just a few words.
No, Dana.
But I'm going to try. There's some things I want to say. When I come to these events, though, closer, how's that? Better? All right, can you hear me in the back? All right, okay, good. So when I come to this event and some of the others in the past few years, I am immediately, in my mind, I come back to late July of 2018, when you invited me to address you at the celebration when Abiy Ahmed became Prime Minister. And what is it about that event? Why do I keep coming back to that? Because I saw something that was startling and that struck me very deeply in my heart. And that was Ethiopian-Eritrean unity. My own sense, from what I can tell, is the people of the Horn of Africa are tired of war. And that the people of the Horn of Africa actually have been split into all these little groups, partitioned, whether it's in Somalia, whether it's in Sudan. And now my concern is that's what they, and we'll talk about who they are in a second, trying to do here in Ethiopia, to partition, either de facto or de jure, Ethiopia for their own political reasons. And for starters, I want to be very clear why I'm here and what I stand for. When it comes to Ethiopia, it's very simple. I am against the partition, de facto or de jure, of the state of Ethiopia in any form. Okay? People say, what are your politics? That's my politics. The other point I would raise is, I am far away as we are from this now. I am for the demilitarization of the Horn of Africa and for its peaceful development among all the countries, in which I see Ethiopia playing a key role. Okay, all right. There are only a few points that I want to make. First of all, I want to express my personal gratitude to the friends from the Answer Coalition. Okay, as someone who, on occasion, let me say, has come out against the different wars that my country has been involved in, whether it's Iraq or Libya or now what's happening in Ethiopia. What I notice is, who are the first ones who come out and take a principled position of courage? And it's the Answer Coalition. And this is something, these are your real friends in America, okay? And it's groups like this, young folks. Not only are they going to be able to help and give direction and solidarity with what's happening in the Horn of Africa, but they're involved in making America a better place. They're in the forefront in the struggle against racism here in this country. It's not just in Ethiopia that we have to deal with, quote, ethnic problems, is it? We have got a lot of stuff to do here. So if I mention them in this way, I want to tell you, I'm not a member of this coalition. I never have been. All I know is, when things get difficult, they're there, and therefore I stand with them too, and I want to make that really clear. Okay. A few points about all of the misinformation, all right? And this is just to share some of the experiences of the last year that I have had. When in talking to my friends in the peace movement, in the labor movement, in the civil rights movement, what is it, what's the block in their head? I'll tell you what I'm hearing. One friend says, you say what I say, but I've been listening to the BBC. As if the BBC is the Word of God. Okay? All right. And now we have really, it's a TV program that I respect quite a bit. It's called Democracy Now! And some of you might be familiar with it. And the stuff they do on problems here and issues here in the United States is quite good. But when it came to supporting the U.S.-led NATO invasion of Libya, they, as we say, they drank the Kool-Aid. They drank the Kool-Aid and they called for NATO to go in and destroy that country. And unfortunately, Democracy Now! Is doing more or less the same thing with the events in Ethiopia. And that has to change. That has to change. Okay, all right. You know, it's not easy for me to criticize a movement like Democracy Now! That has done such wonderful things. But it's harder for me not to speak out. And it's time that they be pressed and they understand that they can't take this kind of position because all they're doing is supporting war. And that's wrong. All right, the last point I want to make, again, you know, I could go on. But I have tried, I was talking to one of the friends here, over this last year, what the heck is the United States doing in the Horn of Africa? Okay, frankly, if you look from an economic point of view, which is usually my starting point in my teaching, the economic policies of the TPLF are not that much different from the Abe policies. It's not a left agenda from an economic point of view. So why would Washington, if you like, change its tune to such a degree and to create this hostility that it has created and quite frankly it is going to continue to create from what I can tell. Now look, I don't know the answer. I can talk about the strategic importance of the Horn and all that stuff. But more and more my thinking is that Ethiopia is for Africa. It's an important entry place for China into the Horn. And not just into the Horn, but into Africa, more generally speaking. If the United States wants to compete with China in Ethiopia, why doesn't it help construct the great Ethiopian Renaissance Dam? If the United States wants to have a positive position towards Ethiopian future, why doesn't it help with infrastructural development the way the Chinese do? Okay. What has been American contribution to Africa in these last years? AFRICOM? What kind of contribution is that? So that the United States is competing with China over its interest in Africa, I'm not against that, but it's the way that they're competing. It's the way that they're competing, and that has to change. Finally, I simply want to say how much I identify with the three slogans around which this demonstration has been organized. No more U.S. intervention, respect Ethiopian democracy, and no more support for TPLF insurrectionists. Thank you.
Thank you, Rob. We appreciate you as always. Channel 4 was here and they've asked us that they're going to air this at 5 o'clock and 10 p.m. tonight, so please watch. Our next speaker is Trey from We the People 303. He's an awesome friend. He's been here. He's a Pan-Africanist. We always appreciate him. A warm welcome for Trey, please. Congratulate him. He's a new dad as well.
Justice for Ethiopia. Justice for Eritrea. No more U.S. intervention. Now hold up. I've had an excellent year. I'm a father. My child's almost 3 months old. I'm blessed. God has blessed me. But if I'm so blessed, why am I here? Why am I not at home? Because you're out here. If I'm so blessed and you're so blessed, why are you not at home enjoying your families? When I think about impacted families, this is what I see. These are the faces that I see. Here in America, me and about 20 other Pan-Africanists that I know spend our lives trying to convince other black people to stand together. This is Pan-Africanism. And when they say that it doesn't exist, when they say Pan-Africanism is gone, I say Pan-Africanism is right here. It's right here. I believe in every struggle that the African people have gone through. Myself, I can no longer call myself anything but American because of U.S. intervention, because of everything that is, because of colonialism, because of white supremacy. I've been sitting in my room stewing over what I would say to you. I wrote something down and I don't even want to read it. The only thing I truly care about, the only thing that I truly want to see is black people across the world do well. I want to see us do well. The United States, they have claimed victory over us through division. They have divided our families. They have divided us with politics. They have divided our religions. They have divided our blood. Not anymore. Not anymore. Not anymore, right? No more, right? I love coming to see you because you have not stopped fighting. My people have stopped fighting. Here in America, black people don't fight enough. And when I see this, it gives me fire. It makes me realize that if I quit, then I'll be just like one of them, a naysayer, who says, where is Pan-Africanism? Pan-Africanism means something to myself, and it should mean something to you. Because let me tell you this. This is the way I see it. A wolf who fights alone dies alone. He is destined to perish. He is destined to fail. And we are that wolf. If we do not come together, if we do not stay with our pack, we will perish. All of us, we will die. Our generations will disappear. The black faces that we see will disappear. I am not for any form of U.S. intervention. But what I am for is the intervention of black people and African people. We should be there. We should be there. I'm from Baltimore, and out there, the relationship between black people in America and African people is not as good. This is the truth. I'm from the East Coast. This is the first time I've ever seen this. The first time I ever spoke with you, I saw thank the black man for freedom. It was a sign. That was you, wasn't it? I'd never seen anything like that. I went home, I told all of my friends, you wouldn't believe what I saw. Pan-Africanism can't be dead, because if it was dead, then I wouldn't have been standing there that day speaking for you, speaking with you. I stand with you. I stand with you all because I love you. Pan-Africanism is not just dealing with each other, but it is also dealing with those abroad. Pan-Africanism exists between every black soul. It does not matter what you call yourself. Choose a name. Black American, African, blacks in Africa. I don't care what you call yourself. Pick a name and pick a side. This is the side you pick. This is the side you pick. Pan-Africanism is the side you pick. Unity is the side you pick. When you go home and you go back to your lives, the fight is not done. When you spend your dollar, the way you spend it shows if you are ready to be a revolutionary. If you are ready to fight. Revolution is not just in the street. Revolution is in your wallet, it's in your heart, and it's between the two of you and the two of you and all of us. That's revolution. That's what it means. That's Pan-Africanism. That is the only reason that I feel great and blessed to come here and instead of sitting home in the warm. It's because right here, I feel even warmer. It's like a fire. This belongs here. I belong here. We belong together. Words too short. I love you. Justice for Ethiopia. Justice for Eritrea. No more U.S. intervention. You deserve your democracy.
Thank you, Brother Trey. We appreciate you. Congratulations on your baby and your lovely wife back there. Now so somebody lost the key. You can get it. So set of keys for Mickey. All right. Eritrean community, we have a young man, Yenemo Dawit. We'll have a few words. Welcome, Banut.
Thank you. On behalf of the Eritrean National Council, I'd like to say that we Eritreans and Ethiopians are profoundly dismayed by the executive order of President Joseph R. Biden Jr., who signed on September 17, 2021, and the subsequent sanctions imposed on Eritrea on November 12, 2021, based on disinformation that was orchestrated by TPLF and their enablers, whose report are based on groups' fabrication and words of certain NGOs. Ethiopia, as a sovereign nation, has designated TPLF as a terrorist organization due to its repeated seditious military act and genocidal activities against innocent civilians. Similarly, Eritrea, despite the repeated unprovoked terrorist attack by TPLF, has continued to be a stabilizing force in the region. Hence, it is unbecoming for a superpower that wields strong international diplomatic and economic hope to enable a terrorist organization that is determined to destabilize the Horn of Africa and hell-bent on pitting ethnic groups in the region against each other to prolong its life. The U.S. sanction collectively and concurrently aims at punishing the victim. The people of Eritrea and Ethiopia all graded the Horn of Africa in this conflict, while whitewashing acts of the perpetrator. The TPLF has caused unprecedented damage, both in terms of human loss and property damage, during the period in which they had absolute power and when they were in power, before they were removed by a popular revolt or uprising in 2018. Bringing pressure to bear arms on Ethiopia and Eritrea to appease and embolden a terrorist organization that has continuously destabilized the region and fostered animosity against Ethiopia's ethnic groups, and as well as the rest of the Horn, will have dire consequences on the region's long-term political, economic, and security conditions in the region. Inevitably, as it complements and a policy of appeasement, will wreak havoc on the long-term security and foreign interests of the United States. It is indeed mind-boggling to see the United States standing against with the side of the terrorist designated group TPLF, and the continued lip service to the unity of Ethiopia notwithstanding. Just curious what the U.S. stands to gain by supporting a group that is determined to balkanize Ethiopia by creating Bantus, redrawing international boundaries to serve their heading interest of establishing a greater Tigray. So it looks that the Biden administration has repeated the mistakes of the previous administration and stood on the wrong side of history. In many countries, apartheid South Africa, Angola, etc. Therefore, it is incumbent upon the U.S. to correct its wrong policies and condemn TPLF's adventurous military activities in the Horn of Africa. It also has to support Eritrea's right to defend its sovereignty from a group who openly declared intentions to invade and had already launched missiles and rockets towards Eritrean's population centers. So, therefore, we urge the U.S. administration to stop supporting the terrorist group and revoke all ill-advised, along with the subsequent sanctions, which only embellish the TPLF, which is determined to show chaos, cause death, and destruction to lead further instability and fragmentation in our region and in Ethiopia. In this historic occasion, we call upon all the peace-loving people and nations to denounce the unjust sanctions of the people of Eritrea and to demand that they be rescinded. We also demand that the U.S. refrain from undermining Ethiopia's sovereign rights as a nation. In conclusion, for the people of Eritrea and Ethiopia and the greater Horn of Africa to live in peace and stability, it is high time that we stand together so that Eritrea, Ethiopia, and the whole Horn of Africa can prevail. Thank you. Victory to the masses.
Thank you very much. We appreciate the message. And then we have a Tigrinya message from Fasaye.
Thank you. سلام زخبركم إرتراويان إثيوبياوያን እንኳን ሰላም ኣብዚ ታሪኻዊ ሰላማዊ ሰልፊ አራኸበና ንሕና ኤርትራውያንን ኢትዮጵያውያንን በዚህ መሪሕነት ፕሬዚደንት ባይደን መሳርሕቱን ኣብ መስከረም 17 2011 ስዒቡ ኸኣ ኣብ ሕዳር 12 2021 ዝተበየነላ እገዳ መሰረት ዘይብሉን ዝተበረኸ ሓሶትን بحدا شبرت بجل زقرب تقنه كم أون بناي قبر سناي مالت إنجيوس قبر سيطان يمكن قبر سناي بموسمي زي حلاف النتاون حاسوتن تبقيسكم أبزن نسلامن نسناي قروتنا متحببار زقبرا زلوا خلت هاقرات تحلفكم مو وساني اقلا زي قبولن زنبعكم مهانو كنحبركم نفتو ኢትዮጵያ ሉዓላዊት ሀገር እያ እዛ ሉዓላዊት ሀገር ከዓ TPLF ወይ ከዓ ወያኔ ከም ጉጅለ ግብረ ሽበራዊ አሸባሪ ማለት ነው እያ ተፈልጦ እዚ ጉጅለ እዚ በመጀመሪያ ኣብ ርእሲ ሓይልታት ምክልኻል ኢትዮጵያ ብዝወሰዶ ናይ ምህላቕ ስጉምቲ ቀፂሉ ኣብ ህዝብታት ኣምሓራን ዓፋርን ብሓፈሻ أبد زهزبي إثيوبيا زوجدو زلوا نايزر إمزنات سكومتي أب كندو مخنن نتن دخنتن كساقوقا سعيران كحلبلن بسلام كنبرا زعرا زلوا إثيوبيان إريتريان زخلوا أدرع سلمن مغربكم بحقن بتاريخن تحدثي خمخانكم كتفولتوا ويقبات إذا بمجلس أمريكا البريزيدنت بايدن زكبر زلو زي فتحاو قدايات نهزبن مجلس أمريكا أبقرنا أفريقيا زنوبروم تغمن ربحان أب حدقا كودقو كم خانوهم كتردو ويدلي سلازي محدار بريزيدنت بايدن إذا تكبروا زلوهم قوكويا كايدا ماليسكم كتحاسبولون اتقنوا حريقة توسدون نلابون نتحساسبن أما وداتا ህዝብታት ኤርትራን ኢትዮጵያን بعبي قرن أفريقيا بسلام كنبري إذا حبيرنا خنبدهن كنعوتن كم مخنن بزيت أراتر عند عدينا نفلتو قدايو عوت نسبتك إيرتران إثيوبيان يغني لي أنا سكنالن
بتامنا مسكنالن زاري from Cameroon, from Nigeria, from Ivory Coast, from a lot of places. We stand with Ethiopia below message stolen. Real quick, music We have a representative from the Somalian community who's going to say a couple words. Welcome, Rashid.
Hello! You hear me, everyone? No more interference! Yeah, my name is Abdul Rashid. I'm a young African leader and I'm a member of United African Community Development. Today I'm going to talk about how to stop for the war all Ethiopian people. It's nothing new in Horn of Africa, okay? I'm a Somalian, I'm a black man, and I'm African. This is unacceptable. What they doing, the Biden, they trying to take down all the reporting Ethiopia or Afghanistan. The reason why they doing this one, they want to interfere for Africa, not Ethiopia only. African leaders everywhere they are, they have to wake up. You know what they doing, these people? The war is representative, it's a very political, dangerous in Afghanistan, Iraq, Somalia, Libya, and some other worlds. And today we learn in the lesson 2011 when the Ethiopia, Sudan, and Egypt, they survived Arab Spring, okay? This is not game. This is big, dangerous is going on. And we cannot accept this interference for Ethiopian people. They not interfering now Ethiopian people. They want to interfere 54 African countries. And then 54 African leaders, including Uganda president, including Somalia, Eritrea, they watching Kenya, they answered yesterday. They say, USA, get out, interference. USA, hang out of Ethiopian system. USA, out of Africa. Biden, respect Ethiopian sovereignty or Africa or African American. This is, we cannot accept it. Some people lying. They big liar. What they do? They game playing terrorists. You know what terrorist means? It's business. They want to play a game in Libya. They slave black people. Now they want to slave Ethiopian people. They slave African American. And then still they doing something in one way. All the things is going on. The world is big lying CNN. Big lying Fox News, all the news is misinformed. What they want to do, they want to sell what they see. Misinformation, propaganda. They hiding all the black people die in US. And they hide the colonized. And then they suck on slave black people in US now. If you watch all Fox in Yosemite, they sell black people, sex is slavery. Can we accept it like that, 2021? No! Can we accept Ethiopia intervention? No! U.S. Army, what they did in Afghanistan, you remember, all the U.S. weapons system, they were giving terrorists hands. And all the U.S. citizens, their tax money, they give it group terrorists in Afghanistan today. And another war terrorist in Ethiopia? No! They hate these people. Africa and African American, they are not children. We know what's right and what's wrong. And the same administration, 2011, you remember? When they put Hosni Mubarak prison, what they wanted? They destroy Egypt. They don't want African military power. That's the reason they destroyed Ethiopia. And no more! No more! No more terrorists! The U.S. government today is supporting terrorists and different actors in Afghanistan, now in Somalia. Since 1991, when the Somalia government, they destroyed all the tribes and rebels, they inside Ethiopia training. And then they cross in the border to Dolo, and then all the cross to Somalian border. All the African people united, and then that's the only we can survive the same we survived 2011. Do you know how many people die in Ethiopia today? Can we accept another people die killing each other? I'm saying you, Africa and African American, stop self-hating each other. Stop Ethiopian, you self-hating each other. This is his game. It's his game play in the Iraq 2011 when they started 9/11. It's fake information. That's the reason he's doing this. Is same administration. Biden, they trying to hide all the report information, intelligence agencies, and then they want to annihilate it. And all the weapons they left in Iraq now, they left in Afghanistan. I'm here in Colorado 15 years. They want to give my money terrorists, another terrorist in Ethiopia? No! We have to fight. And then we appreciate the Answer Coalition organization helping this Ethiopian community. No more interference! No more interference in Africa!
Thank you, brother. We really appreciate you. Thank you very, very much. Our double music on number 12. Gaza,
በዚህ ዘመን እግዚአብሔር ለኢትዮጵያ ካስነሳቸው ወጣት ሰዎች መካከል አንዷ ናት። በጣም በከፍተኛ ሁኔታ በሶሻል ሚዲያ በትዊተር በተለያዩ መስኮች የወያኔን ማንነት በማጋለጥ ከፍተኛ አስተዋጽኦ እያደረገች ያለች ስለሆነ ኢየሩሳሌም በደንብ በሚችልና በሶሻል ሚዲያ በትዊተር እንደተናገረ ለሷ ይሰጣለሁ